I'm joined by independent MP Dai, who's the member for Fowler. Dai, thank you for joining me. What do you think? Should sexual orientation be included in the census?
Look, I suppose, 4.4% of the population, I believe, according to the ABS, identifies having a sexual orientation. Is that an important question for Australia in terms of developing policies for the nation? That's the government of the day's decision, really, what they should include, what they should be included. For me, we've got the identity of a race. We've asked a question about race, religion already, male, female. That's an important determination in terms of the population. But some people might think that's important, others don't. For me, there could be other important questions, such as for small businesses, more detailed understanding of our small businesses in our community, more understanding of certain of the different makeup of the individuals that are making up our Australian society. So perhaps I think at the end of the day, if the government thinks it's an important question, then to include, that's up to the government to make that decision.
Anthony Albanese backflipped on this after facing backlash, including from members of his own party. What do you think of that? Was it the right move to back down?
Well, my understanding is that the government or, the Prime Minister did go to the election promising to include the LGBTQ into the census. So it certainly looks like a backflip. And if that's what he promised, and he's somebody that obviously holds to his promise, as we have seen in his past, the voice referendum as well. So, yeah, this could be seen as definitely backflipped.
Something else happening this weekend, the Muslim Votes Matter group will be launching its official national campaign in Melbourne tomorrow. So it's targeting seats with large Muslim populations where it feels it could gain ground at the federal election, not by running candidates, but by backing candidates. One of the seats being targeted is yours. Do you have any concerns about them eyeing your electorate?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, I'm not concerned. I think all votes matter to me. Every single person in this electorate matters. So, and what's important to them, I've been trying to fight and raise issues around cost of living. And I think the cost of living cut across race, cuts across religion, it cut across any beliefs that you have. So I think what it is that's important to our community, in particular in Fowler, is putting food on the table, is affordability of housing, is affordability of education, affordability of healthcare. Those are the important issues that matters to the majority of constituents. So, if the group, if they want to judge me based on what I have been advocating for, that would help improve their individual lives as much as the community lives. If I've been doing that, then that's up to them to judge me on election day.
Because the group has issued a range of what it calls scorecards, judging MPs on their stances on Gaza. It's claimed that you've only mentioned Gaza once in Parliament since October 2023. When you speak to people in your electorate, how much of an issue do you feel this will be when it comes to voting time?
I was the first person that actually called for a ceasefire, and I'm sure those who followed me would know that. As I spoke about Gaza along with other parliamentarians and what we want to do to support, calling for the ceasefire, calling for the release of hostages, calling for humanitarian aid to the thousands and thousands of Palestinians that have been, killed. I can sleep with my conscience to know that I did what I can. Will the issues of Gaza be around in a couple of years' time? I mean, it has been an issue for many, many years. There are times that issues like that will flare up. People will get emotionally, drawn to that. But, what is, if interest rates go up, how would that impact people's lives? If businesses can't keep opening, what would that mean for employment and for, people in our community? I think those are the important questions for me, and I'm sure for constituents in my electorate, they would expect me to ensure that I bring those critical issues to the federal parliament, so that they can actually have stability and certainty in their lives, and they can afford to raise a family here in places like Fowler. So from my perspective, they can judge, people who are, following that political group. If I have done my job or not, well, they can cast their vote on election day.
And on that topic, the cost of living, the big banks have been facing a parliamentary hearing this week. One topic on the table is debt and credit card surcharges and who should be responsible for paying them. So these can add another 10% or whatever it may be to the price of a cup of coffee. Is that something businesses should be absorbing?
Can I say, I cannot believe that the banks are pushing for small businesses to actually carry that cost that actually banks have pushed on to small businesses. And as we all know, and I know that many local businesses in my community have closed their doors, and I really feel for so many. I'm very engaged with my small business community here in Fowler, and they struggle a lot. People are not going out to eat as much as they used to. So they're already having to deal with the cost of high energy prices, the cost of rent for those who are renting the premises, the cost of insuring their business and their building, all of those costs, and the cost of transportation of their goods, all of that a small business have to actually carry the burden. And now the banks, on top of that, they have to pass on all these costs to small businesses. Surely the banks have to step in somehow to assist small businesses, because think about it, small business is the engine of our economy here in Fowler as well as the nation. And if banks and government don't realise that, they are the ones that prop up this country. They're the ones that employ people, provide jobs for families. So I really ask banks and the government to really look again, what are they doing to really assist small businesses to survive and to thrive, especially in this very, very hard time.
We do have to leave it there, but thanks so much for joining me. That's Dai Lee, the member for Fowler.